from Bowlero Tucson, who's the title match of today's JBT event. Handicap way had a scratch, so we're going to focus on them for just about this whole match. One of them is going to win their first career title as Carter Gross is taking on Zach Wilson. Neither one has a title. It's Zach's first finals with us. Carter has been so close to JBT victory. Almost won doubles with Zach Evans a while ago. Had a finals earlier this season in Gilbert and looking to finally break through and win that first title. He's the top seed, but he's got his hands full in this match because he's got a 46-spin handicap difference to make up. Zach is getting those 46 spins. He opened in his first, did Wilson. This is Carter's first frame. Leader today, a plus 219, the only bowler into the plus 200s. Or on the Monticelli pattern, slightly higher scoring than yesterday, but still a little bit of a challenge for bowlers as Carter spares in his first. Carter, you're up again. So he's going on 6 and 5. When he's going on 5, you'll go on 6 and 5. So just 2 frames the rest of the way. Carter is 16, but an advanced 16. He's already in his senior year of high school, and he's committed to Muskegon. Muskegon? Oh, I'll have to ask him again. I forget. It's out in Ohio, where he's going to major in sports management, so he's got everything all figured out. Perhaps appropriate that he went for the purple outfit today because he just was horrible yesterday. His words, not mine. And switched to the purple outfit and purple hammer, and everything went his way today, and he's very happy about it over there. All right, first look at Zach here. Won the semifinal round over Ethan Brancatelli to get this far. Comes up high, and we'll have that to deal with. To the left, scratch just starting the semifinal match. The handicap, one of those, force them to just bowl as fast as humanly possible while Gage and Cameron over there and with that real nice pre-shot routines. These guys will learn as they grow in the bowling, especially Zach, the more beginning bowler of the two. That's why he's getting the 46 pins. And rough start here, open. He was behind for most of this previous match, and he had a great 8th, 9th, and 10th frame to take that match away from Keith. He's back here somewhere, I'm sure. Maybe he's not. Illegal hoodie, sir. Did you know where you are? No, a third straight difficult start after. Title matches are different creatures. You know, we do it TD style, so that already slows him down. He's never been this far in a JBT event before. That's a tough spare for anybody, let alone third frame of your first title match. Over there, they're bowling mulligans. Gage had to exhaust his mulligans to get this far, while Cameron still has one at his disposal. He missed that one so far, he made it kind of just way to the right. Covered them all and breaks the ice and gets that first spare. Okay. Giant thanks to Jacob and Gabby and the whole team here at Tucson for having this. I keep wanting to say Camino Seco, that's what it was called for decades. It's like when I call EV Kendall, that sort of deal here. Nonetheless, still a great facility out here, way on the east side of Tucson. One of our real fun annual stops. We're back here in the old Pueblo from May for Best of the West. Gross strike working here. Need left to catch an early double here and make up even more of that handicap difference that he has to do something. No. Woulda, coulda, real nice shot there, confident shot, aggressive shot. Doesn't have to carry. Tournament rolls on to Albuquerque next weekend. 2-day tournament. And then all of a sudden we get into doubles season. Doubles weekend 4 in a row in Los Angeles, Seattle, back here in Arizona, in Mesa, and then Vegas. Nice job with the spare. He's clean through 3. Already has made up 23 of those pins. This is only the third frame of the handicap semifinal. Catch Gage. No! Gage will be so happy I focused on that ball. That's a perfect shot. I like having Carter and Gage in the same shot here. 12.5 feet tall between the two of them, weigh about 100 pounds total. jealous, I promise. I had blonde hair and was skinny once, about 40 years ago. Things happen between now and then. Bases. Alright, decent shot. Another makeable. Turn for a spare that you really expect to convert most of the time. And she does perfectly. 4 marks in a row to open things up for Gross. Looking good so far. Zach just 14. He's from St. George, Utah, looking to become one of our Utah champions. There we go. That's what he's been doing a lot of all day long to get to plus 163. Solid all day long. High game of 191, which was the game that got him into the top 4 here. Making most of it all the way up to the top 2 now. Catch the double there. Doubles are just enormous when you're the bowler getting the pins, because obviously you're at the most tying your opponent's pin following. It takes away a couple frames of opportunity for your opponent to catch up that handicap. Boy, Cameron's taking me a lot of time to say a contrast in approaches. Meanwhile, Zach's just standing there saying, "Would you bowl already?" I could have thrown half a game by now. Shot from saying flat 10. They'll be tied up. Back another challenge there, up wide right on the 3-6. Reopens out of the 5 frames, puts him behind the 8 ball. Another big opportunity for Gross. Adi Hunt finishes up in 4th in the handicap division, losing to the previously mentioned Brad. The winner of Baker Sager will play that guy, Maurice Boston-Sam, who was shot at a perfect 300 game earlier today. Only the, I believe, 4th 300 all season long on tour. That's way under the usual pace of perfection. Ryder was begging for that ball to wheel the second he threw it. Still a makeable, but a much more challenging spare, that 2-4-5, especially for the bowlers who still throw their spares two-handed. Opens up a couple of extra chopper two-handeds. See how he attacks it, at least takes some of the hook out of it, and go across the lane, which I do like. Still looks at it, which I don't like. And I hate to say I called that one, but yeah, chops right off. So you see it's 84th and 5 for Gross, 65 and 5 for Wilson. Who, by the way, is the best athlete Zach Wilson I've ever met. Do you know the football player Zach Wilson? Are you a fan? He's from, he went to BYU, didn't he?
I don't know.
You don't know? All right, you're much better than him, by the way. You're probably better at him than football, too, and I don't even know that. He was kind of a bust. Hey, you got the NFL, I didn't, so Michael was bust. It's called filling time, Zach, while these people leave. That's right, you'd like to know. What is going on in scratch? They're still all tied, both of them Dutch through 4. Gage could take a 9-pin lead if he can double it here in the 5th. Oh, man! Does everything but knock that 10 over. Solid 10 plus. Nice cluster conversion for Gross, he says already. He's a ball of energy, races off that approach. Somehow convinces himself to say that. Go from there. It's only a 19-pin deficit for Wilson. And again, the difference is 46. Roughly half the game done, and very roughly half the handicap made up. anybody's game in the second half, especially in handicap. These leads can change around so very quickly. Wow. Baker-esque, a real nice shot. That stubborn 10-pin. Falling for anybody right now. See how I mentioned those mulligans in scratch there. Literally do-overs. We don't use that very often. That's a nice little change of pace. They had 2 do-overs to use whenever they wanted in qualifying. They got 1 more if they made the cut, and 1 more after that. This gauge is exhausted again. Still with 1. Reese will have 1 when it's up to his turn. No mulligans involved in handicap. Doesn't really work that well. A couple different ways to leave a 10-pin there. That's an old squasher job. Pins all around it, the 10 doesn't fall. Now he's got to remember what he did wrong the last time. Now he lifted here, hopefully make a little adjustment. At his average level, it's just target practice. Much better there, and does hang on and covers the 10. All right. 1 out of 2 of the 10 pins in that round. Again, the higher average polar gross comes up here. Opportunity to get some distance between him and Wilson. Obviously, the urethane's worked really well for him all day. We're going to be the top seed of plus 200. The trouble with urethane as you get later and later in blocks, you're peeling more and more oil off the front of the lane, and the urethane redeposits it back in the back end of the lane. So you get a condition where it wants to hook the lane and wants to not finish hard. And urethane construction walls don't finish hard by definition, as hard as they're active. Anyway, look out. As much as that fast pace helps him, sometimes it hurts you too. And that was a rush job all the way. And that's, talk about a makeable, that's a spare he should make all the time. Instead, he misses, and now his lead shrinks to only 18, and he's starting to run out of frames really fast here. Anyway, yeah, so the first ball, that grabbed really early on him, and that's a typical urethane later on the day. There's no re-oils at most of our tournaments, including this one. This is what, game 10? 11, 7, yeah, game 10. Really make sure you're clean through the fronts. Was that time? Can't throw that one any better. He's going to need a couple more of those, most likely here. In fact, Wilson can really put the hurt on. He can come up with even marks. Doubles would be, of course, fantastic, but even a mark here in the 8th and 9th. Really put a lot of pressure on Gross. That's a mark if I've ever seen one. He answers with a strike of his own. Dueling strikes in the 8th. Again, only trails by 18 and gets 46. Zach says he does graphic design in his free time. Design his own champion shirt here. I think he'll get a few more X's. Oh, what a tremendous break there. Turns the washout into just a 10-pin. You got it? You want me to do it? You got it? 8-pin falls so late.
Oh, you're good. No worries. There you go. Make your spare. 46 to tie.
Still only a 1-pin game over in scratch. Gage trails by that 1 while Sega remains Dutch. Goes to 2. He doubled his deficit by leaving a 4. That's rough. Little icing the kicker there, yeah. A little extra time there, almost Almost worse that he turned that into a 10-pin instead of a washout, right? I might have given him a better chance if he stayed up with the 6 count. As it is, that's 122 through 9 for Zach. The theoretical 30-pin lead. Now for Gross, but theoretical has everything to do with that pretty little X there sitting in the $8 and what Carter's going to do about it here in the 9th. And holds! I talked about all those pitfalls that can happen to urethane. One of the advantages of urethane is you can create that little hold there. They don't overreact to misses left like that. All that ball speed too. He piped that one down there. It carries, he gets the double game Zach strikes out for 152 plus the 46. That's 198. Carter has room for 202 if he strikes out, so he double the counts to win. Will not catch that double.
It's a good 9.
It's a good 9, that's true, but one more strike would have really, really helped his cause. Forget about that now. Make your makeable. He's gonna let Cameron go. It's the right play here. We saw that Russian 3-pin miss. That said, it's going to be 50 seconds before he gets to throw another ball. There's nothing wrong about what Cameron does. It shows it magnified so differently against someone who takes 0 time. In fact, it's the opposite of anything wrong. It's something that should be taught more. There it is. Maintains his form, catches the double, gets a big lead there against Gage. Now back to Carter. Does convert that spin. Count may come into play here. You never know. When you're playing that lower average bowl, you can get those weird fill ball counts and everything. As it stands now, give Zach the 46 that he's getting, gets him up to 168. Carter's only got 181 with the fill, so I think it's a situation where Zach just needs a spare. But get your 10 and see what he does. There it was. I wish he had that one on the first ball in the 10th. I'm sure he does too. The 181 turns into a 204. Zach sitting at 168 with the 46 that he gets. Needs 14 pins to add another JBT title to Utah's resume. First things first, has to mark. Oof. Quality shot, has to spare it. Going to get 4. 9 is enough. At the 46, that's 187, and by 6 pins, I'm not sure he knows it yet. Zach Wilson is a JBT champion.
Oh!
Yippee! I think he suddenly knows it. He had to beat you by 46. He beat you by 40. For Carter, a heck of a run over there, but just in the end. I see a 9 dash on that side and 2 9 dashes over there. That was the difference. Very well bowled match by both of them, but Zach Wilson is the JBT champ. I'm going to catch the end of the stretch semifinal over here on the same tape as this has turned out to be a real good one over here. Gage has room for 228. Cameron Sager's into 2 teams as it stands, so this is still anybody's match. Arr, so close again. Arr, arr.
Like the last time. I rolled against him. He had a baby by one. I went fast. Oh no, front six. Oh, front six.
Gage into 2 teams right now. Cameron will need to only mark if Gage doesn't strike here. He'll have nothing to do with that though, as he pulls that one carry 2. This has been a very well bowled match over here, catching quite a bit of it during the handicap title match. Nothing but strikes or 9s since the 3rd frame for both bowlers. Fill ball could matter here, so Gage looking for 10, which would get him to 228. If he gets that fill, Sager will need strike 9 spare to win and move on for the title. This is just the semifinal over here. We could have done 2 handicap step ladders today. Beautiful finish. Excellent back 5, 228, but will it be enough? Tune in tomorrow. Venmo is $5 to PayPal or to YouTube and find out. Cameron holding that long pre-shot routine that he's developed. If you're going to do it, you have to keep on doing it, especially under pressure. That's why you create such a pre-shot routine. Throwing the ball great. Must strike, must 9 spare at least after that. The old Dick Ritter practice swing. And at long last, the shot. Left of target the whole way.
He has a mulligan.
Oh my goodness, we're in the scratch. He's got a mulligan. I forgot, he forgot, you forgot that he's got a mulligan over there. She did not forget.
We already talked our game plan out.
We talked about it all the way through the handicap title match that he's got a do-over in his pocket. And boy, did he quite obviously need it there. We're all surprised. Now you do need to tune in tomorrow. Gage was already whining that he's got so much studying to do. His first basketball game that counts is tomorrow. He's a good 6.5 hours.
7.
Shannon carefully corrects me into 7. Drive home. Nonetheless, Shannon would love for him to have one more game to go. This is one of the 2 shots that will make that happen. Actually, either way, he's got one more game to go. He's got U17 to go. We'll tell Shannon that later. All right. It's kind of like when you take a timeout after they kick the field goal. Here is the shot that counts. What? That ball's left. The exact same thing happens. When they, do the K and they still got a time. Why is that so funny?
Why are you so...
That is so
Oh my gosh, okay. I get it.
Yeah.
I told you to do better.
Well, excellent run from Sager. He'll end up in 3rd place today. Well, Gage will take on Maurice for both U17 and the scratch.